it's Wootini. Welcome to another one of my video podcasts for gaygamer.net. And this week, I got a lot to talk about. You may have already heard some of it on the podcast, but I'm going to talk about some more of it here. First of all, I do want to address the fact that my last video seemed to have quite a few more hits than the one before it. And since that seemed to be because I was flexing my muscles, I thought I know how to get the most hits of any podcast video of mine ever. And that's to do this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. It's not that kind of podcast. Anyway, the big news this week was the 3DS press event that I attended, and I spent the entire day playing the 3DS. Well, except for the 20 minutes that Reggie had to speak from like 9 to 9:30. He did a whole press conference thing, and then I hit the 3DSs, and I did not stop. Well, I stopped to eat. At one point I remembered. I went to go to the bathroom, and I passed by, and I saw they had food out, and I said, oh, I should eat. So I ate very quickly, and then went back to play more games. It was hard, because the demos only timed out after like 2 or 3 minutes, so after 2 or 3 minutes you're like, again. But I have to say the standout for me was probably, as far as like actual games, it had to be Street Fighter 4 3D Edition. Absolutely amazing. The graphics are incredible. It looks like no handheld out there. It's the best handheld graphics you'll see. The game played amazing. I love the fact that they have the traditional view, or you can switch to dynamic view, which is just over your character's shoulder, which in 3D, it helps to accentuate the depth that you're getting with the 3D effects. And then I also was very impressed by Dead or Alive Dimensions. That was another one that also had like really great graphics. The character models are really detailed, really well animated, and that one had great 3D effects when you'd throw your opponent through the background or over a fence or through a wall or whatever, and they'd go plummeting down into the next stage down below, and you jump down after them, and the camera just follows them as they plummet to their, well, in my case it was their death, because they were already like pretty well defeated before I chucked them over the thing, so then they would just be like, eh. So I didn't get to pound on them anymore. But it's a really great effect, and it uses the 3D really well. Also, the throws look really good when you're spinning people around and stuff, and they whip at the camera. And in Dead or Alive, they have all those, like, the posy things before and after matches where they're like, I'm gonna get you, and that looks really cool in 3D as well. I was also really impressed by Nintendo's augmented reality games, where you have a trading card that you put down on a table, and then through the 3DS you can see the table like open up, and a dragon pops out, and you shoot at it, and you gotta, move around the table and stuff. Or the face raiders, where you take a picture of someone's face and then like go like this to shoot floating balls with their face on it, and you have to hit them all, and you have to turn around 360 degrees, and the world around you is getting destroyed as you fail. Those are really cool, and I love the augmented reality. It's really cool. It's kind of like that, there was like an iPhone game or something where like you had TIE fighters, but it used the camera so that you could like, the TIE fighters were like around you in the world. It's that thing. But it's really cool, and it's in 3D, so that makes it even cooler. The 3D makes everything cooler, including games that, like the Combat of Giants Dinosaurs 3D from Ubisoft, which is just, it's kind of a bargain title, it seems, it's like something you'd find in the bargain bin for like $20, although being a 3DS title, it's not going to be $20. But, like, even that, which was like, you're a dinosaur, you walk around, you fight other dinosaurs, nothing too complex, you can upgrade your dinosaur and whatever, but just having the dinosaur, with his tail sticking out of the screen at you as you move around, that was really awesome, and it was kind of fun. And also it augments like Lego Star Wars 3, which is just the Lego Star Wars game, but it's in 3D, so it just, that one didn't even have any stuff like popping out at you or anything. It just was cooler because there was depth to it, and it just felt more real. And then there's, the Nintendo games like Pilot Wings Resort and Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, which are cool, but they're kind of, cutesy. I prefer to see the, stuff like the fighting games or like the sports games, like the Madden NFL football and the Pro Evolution Soccer, where you could see like the more realistic character models. Just that really showed off like what the system is capable of graphically. You're able to get a lot of detail in the character models and stuff, and they look good. Stuff like Zelda, they added a little more detail to the character models, but it's just Zelda. It's still a little cartoony. And Pilot Wings Resort is your Mii that flies around, so it's very cartoony. It's like what you got in Wii Sports Resort or Wii Fit, because you're flying around Woohoo Island, which is the same one from those games. Which, on the one hand, I think, oh, fun, I love that, and you can fly into the volcano and stuff like that. On the other hand, I'm like, really? You just keep using the same thing over and over again? Are you just lazy? Or, make another island. Something. I don't know. One thing I didn't talk about on the podcast, which I did an audio podcast with Tiny Dancer and D-Rand, that you may have watched, listened to. This you watched, that you listened to. And one thing I didn't talk about was the Mii creation, because just like with the Wii, you create a Mii that is yours on the 3DS, and it's tagged to your friend code, so like, when you play your friends, your Miis will battle each other, depending on the game, obviously. If your Mii is involved, you'll have your Mii. But you can, you basically set, like, your hair and your skin tone and your eye color, and then you take a picture of yourself. And then using that, it it just basically creates a face for you. I don't expect it to be very accurate. Mine was not. I thought my nose was immense, and I don't think that my nose is actually that big. So, I had to tweak the nose. And then I tweaked the mouth to be the smirky one, because I like the smirky one. I was a little disappointed that the features that you can choose from seem to be pretty much what they had in the Wii Mii Creator. They didn't add anything. There's no, like, clothes. It's not like the avatar editor in Xbox 360 where you have lots of different clothes to choose from and everything. It's really basic. I kind of wish that they had beefed it up a little, but, what are you going to do? There's not going to be that many games yet that use the Miis, so you probably don't care. Although you will collect Miis as you walk around in tag mode, which they're now calling Streetpass. You just close your 3DS, put it to sleep, take it on the train, the bus, walk down the street. If there's other people with 3DSs, they will automatically exchange information with each other. That just basically boils down to, your Mii, and certain games will have certain tag things, like Street Fighter. You can, there's a figurine mode where you buy figurines from a vending machine, like a slot machine, and you get these figurines, and they all have different strengths and weaknesses, and you try to build the best team, and then that's saved to your 3DS, so you don't even have to have Street Fighter in your system. And you walk around, and, you can exchange Nintendogs with each other, and also your Street Fighter teams, like, whatever. And it's kind of cool. So it's like a sort of a connection, but you're not actually playing online with people. There's no, like, communication or anything, so you don't have to worry about, like, exchanging friend codes, so that you're not getting any personal information or anything. It's just a little bit of game information then you can play your game and say, oh, I can beat that person. Like Dead or Alive Dimensions, as you play the game, it creates a avatar for you based on the character that you play as the most, and then your style of play, whether you're aggressive, defensive, your favorite moves, that sort of thing. So it creates this avatar for you, which then, when you're in Street Pass mode, it will exchange your avatar with somebody else, and then they can play against your avatar. They won't be playing against you personally, so there's no need to exchange friends codes. They're just going to play against. It's like a racing game, like a Ghost in a racing game, Ghost Car. It's like that, but for a fighting game, and then they can battle your avatar, and, in their own time, and they don't even have to be near you. So there's a lot of really cool stuff like that. I was a little disappointed that they were still not saying anything about movie distribution as far as what movies were coming or how they were going to come out, if they're going to be on an SD card, downloadable, whatever. I'm guessing cartridge just because that would probably be the easiest for them to try to copy protect. I mean, hackers are always going to hack everything, but that'll probably be the one that takes the most work. I would say that, you know, the movies were they had a couple movie trailers on offer, and I watched them, and they were a little bit flat, but, you know, I think that also depends on the movie itself, like whether the movie 3D was really good. Like, Avatar had great 3D. You know, Piranha, not so much. But it seemed weird to me that they were just over 2 months away from release on March 27th, and they still wouldn't say anything definitive about movies, studios, or even a distribution model. They also weren't talking about definitive titles that are definitely going to be launch titles. They did not want to commit to that. They also wouldn't talk about price points for the games, you know, and I felt like this is where you're supposed to, like, reveal all this, and all they really did was give us a release date and a price. As far as the games and the movies and the such, it's still up in the air. So I'm hoping in the next month that information will come out, and obviously we'll pass that along to you. So stay tuned to gaygamer.net for all the brand new information coming out about the 3DS as it is released. Definitely check out the 3 massive articles that I've written for the site. One about the 3DS and the system itself, one about the first-party games that I played, and a massively long one about the third-party games that I played. You can read all those on gaygamer.net. Just click on Wootini, and it'll filter out to my articles, and then you can find them. You too can get just as excited about the 3DS as I am. I just have to decide where to pre-order mine. I haven't heard of any bonuses. I can't imagine they would offer bonuses, you know, free gift card if you buy it at Best Buy. I mean, everybody's going to buy it. They don't need bonuses, you know. I have to say $250 is a decent price. $300 would have been a bit much, but I still would have bought it. $199 is just, that's too low, I think. I can't imagine that they could make it that low, at least not initially. Maybe in a year or so they can drop it to $199 when they come out with all the really cool colors, since right now they just have like baby blue and black, and I'm like, eh. I like the black one though. My DSi is black, so I'll probably stick with black. Basic black. So that's it for this week. It was all 3DS. I'm not going to talk about what I'm playing, because I'm not really playing anything, because I finished Golden Sun. If you have any DS games that you might want to recommend to me, I could use a Portal game. Still playing Assassin's Creed, Your Shape Fitness, the usual suspects. And that's about it for this week. So, until next week, I've been Wootini, and I will see you again. Bye!